team is sucking donkey balls. Big old hairy donkey balls. Bouncing, bouncing donkey balls. Your coach is a clown. Your team is sucking donkey balls. Big old hairy donkey balls. While I'm out here stacking paper on my grind. Breaking walls, flexing with my crew. Yeah, we never take a fall. Thug life, living right while you bitches just stall. I'm the king of the block. Got my hustle on lock. You be chasing all that hype, but your game's a cheap knot. My hustle's on the rise, your dream's looking like a flop. Talking big, you just a little fish, the shark's about to chop. Your team is sucked, yeah, they ain't got no balls. While I'm out here falling, breaking down your walls. Big old hairy donkey balls, you know I stand tall. Talking tough, but you're soft like a kitten in the halls. In the streets I roam deep, got my pride like a beast. You a feast for my rhymes, I'm a savage, not the least. Rolling with my nig, and we feast like a feast. I'm the lion in the jungle while you're just a little niece. You want the smoke, step to me, I'll put you on blast. Your whole squad's looking weak, like a joke, not a cast. I'm the real deal, baby, you just stuck in the past. While I'm flexing on the daily, always moving so fast. Your team is sucked, yeah, they ain't got no balls. While I'm out here falling, breaking down your walls. Big old hairy donkey balls, you know I stand tall. Talking tough, but you're soft like a kitten in the halls. Ain't no game that you can play when I'm spitting this heat. I'm the one who runs the street, you just follow my feet. Confidence on blast, you can't handle my fleet. While you sucking donkey balls, I'm the king of this beat.
Ain't that complicated? I'm sipping the wine, riding this train to glory. Got my cash on my mind all the way to hell and back. We don't play, we attack. Fuck 'em all, your team sucks balls. Stay out of my track. Ain't nobody dissing me and walking away unscathed. Smacking off the podcast, we ain't afraid. Rolling in these streets like a king, reaching for the paper until the final bell rings. Up in ya, where the hustle never sleeps. Bitches talking still, but they ain't too deep. We riding that glory, train full of fire. Light away, motherfucker, we're going higher. We're going higher. We're going higher. All our street life too fast, no time for regrets. Dodging all the hate, no time for your threats. I'm clocking my mileage, trunk full of ambition. Every bar I spit, man, it's a street composition. Run the blocks like a boss, never take a loss. All these fuckers in my rear view paying the cost with me. Crew, yeah, we ride or we die. Got the city on my back, watch the haters comply. Up in ya, where the hustle never sleeps. Bitches talking still, but they ain't too deep. We riding that glory, train full of fire. Right away, motherfucker, we're going higher. We're going higher. We're going higher. We ain't slipping. Hell no, we ain't. Every step I'm pimping. Hell yeah, we say we creep. Podcast spitting fire while these poles are just glare. We the lions of this jungle, so you better beware. So you better beware. Like a goddamn movie, I'm the star of the show. I'm full of ambition, let my true colors glow. I'm gripping on the path and I'm killing the scene. Ain't no stopping this train, just follow the dream. Fuck 'em all, I'm the realest, see the truth in my eyes. While you motherfuckers fumble, I'm the one that will rise. So bring your best game, but I'm calling your bluff. Cause when it's all said and done, man, you ain't that motherfucker. Up in ya, where the hustle never sleeps. Bitches talking still, but they ain't too deep. We riding that glory, train full of fire. Either way, motherfucker, we're going higher. We're going higher. We're going higher.
Fuck you looking at? We the basketball pimps. Dr. Ball's in the house, slinging truth like limp dicks in the gym.
Yo, Dr. Balls roll deep, pockets kings from the north to the east, ballin' like a motherfucker, pockets fat, Glock cock. We the squad that knows all, spittin' facts, no cap. Hustle from the streets to the booth, stacking racks off rap. Scrawny clowns try to front, get your wig pushed back. Don't try to fuck me around, pussy, that's a lyrical attack. West Coast cruise in the 6-4, hydraulics bounce the beat. East Coast bar slice deep, leave you leaking in the street. Loyalty's the code, fuckers ride or get ghosted. Betray the fam, end up floated like a snitch in the ocean. Dr. Balls diagnosed the game, he the doc with the prescription. Truth serum, straight fire, burn your weak ass conviction. Dr. Balls in the house, ballin' like a motherfucker. Pocket has it, tells it like it is, no suckers getting covered. Balls knows all, yeah, the realest in the spot. Don't try to fuck around, scrawny clown, get popped. Dr. Balls in the house, ballin' like a motherfucker. Street code certified, better bow down or suffer. Yeah. From the trap to the mic, we pimp the game like hoes on the ab. Surviving bullets and bullshit, now we laughing from the pad. Bitches flock to the pod, thirsty for that raw feed. Dr. Balls drop knowledge bombs, make them kneel and concede. Hustle never stops, slip a dub to a milli overnight. Enemies plot, but get folded, we the kings of the fight. G-Funk vibes sliding through the hood with the top peeled back. East Coast punchline crack jaws, leave your grill intact. Nah, scrawny motherfuckers bark loud but fold under pressure. We the basketball pimps, dunking on you clowns for pleasure. Loyal to the soil, rep the block till we bury. Dr. Balls in the house, podcast legends never hurry. Dr. Balls in the house, ballin' like a motherfucker. Pocket toss it, tells it like it is, no suckers getting covered. Dr. Balls knows all, hey, the realest in the spot. Don't try to fuck around, scrawny clown, get popped. Dr. Balls in the house, ballin' like a motherfucker. Street code certified, you gon' burn down or suffer. Yeah. Final round, silly fuck scatter like roaches when the lights hit. Dr. Balls built an empire off the grit in the fight. Spit from slinging dope dreams to viral streams on the net. We expose the fakes, watch them sweat, place your bets. Motherfuckers envy the glow, try to dim with the shade. But we armored up, street codes engraved like a blade. Ballin' harder than Shaq in his prime, rim shatter supreme. Like the past, close to the streets, living life like a fiend. Scrawny clowns stay pressed, but we don't entertain. Dr. Balls drop the truth, leave you stained in the pain. West Coast laid back killers with East Coast killer instinct in the house forever. Bow down, that's the distinct. Dr. Balls in the house, ballin' like motherfuckers. We know all. Tell it like it is. Fuck around and find out, clown. Peace.
Ain't that complicated? I'm sipping the wine, riding this train to glory. Got my cash on my mind all the way to hell and back. We don't play, we attack. Fuck 'em all, your team sucks balls. Stay out of my track. Ain't nobody dissing me and walking away unscathed. Smacking off the podcast, we ain't afraid. Rolling in these streets like a king, reaching for the paper until the final bell rings. Up in ya, where the hustle never sleeps. Bitches talking still, but they ain't too deep. We riding that glory, train full of fire. Light away, motherfucker, we're going higher. We're going higher. We're going higher. Our street life too fast, no time for regrets. Dodging all the hate, no time for your threats. I'm clocking my mileage, trunk full of ambition. Every bar I spit, man, it's a street composition. Run the blocks like a boss, never take a loss. All these fuckers in my rear view, paying the cost with me, crew. Yeah, we ride or we die. Got the city on my back, watch the haters comply. Up in ya, where the hustle never sleeps. Bitches talking still, but they ain't too deep. We riding that glory, train full of fire. Right away, motherfucker, we're going higher. We're going higher. We're going higher. We ain't slipping. Hell no, we ain't. Every step I'm pimping. Hell yeah, we say we creep. Podcast 55 while these poles are
I'm the star of the show. I'm full of ambition, let my true colors glow. I'm gripping on the path and I'm killing the scene. Ain't no stopping this train, just follow the dream. Fuck them all, I'm the realest, see the truth in my eyes. While you motherfuckers fumble, I'm the one that will rise. So bring your best game, but I'm calling you bluff. Cause when it's all said and done, man, you ain't that motherfucker. Up in ya, where the hustle never sleeps. Bitches talking still, but they ain't too deep. We riding that glory, train full of fire. Either way, motherfucker, we're going higher. We're going higher. We're going higher.
Your team is sucking donkey balls, big old hairy donkey balls. Bouncing, bouncing, donkey balls. Your coach is a clown. Your team is sucking donkey balls, big old hairy donkey balls. Bouncing, bouncing, donkey balls. Coach is a clown. Your team is sucking donkey balls, big old hairy donkey balls. Bouncing, bouncing, donkey balls. Coach is a clown. Your team is sucking donkey balls, big old hairy donkey balls. Bouncing, bouncing, donkey balls. Donkey balls. Your coach is a clown. Your coach is a clown.
Donkey balls are bouncing all around. Bounce up, bounce up. Balls, donkey balls. Balls, donkey balls are bouncing all around. Balls, donkey balls are bouncing all
These motherfuckers right here. Yes, these motherfuckers right here.
Fuck them. We don't want to talk about them. It's getting boring as fuck. These motherfuckers right here. Yes, these motherfuckers right here. Fuck 'em. We don't want to talk about them. It's getting boring as fuck.
Dr. Balls is a presentation of Smacking Off the Podcast.
Dr. Balls in the house. What's going on? The doctor knows who's going down. Dr. Balls will know.
All right, everybody, welcome back to Smacking Off the Podcast. What's up with you, Doug?
What's going on?
All the fun, the excitement of the whole world. We got the Final Four going on. So we got this Dr. Ball segment as the next to last before the championship. Or the championship. It could be the championship, though, Doug.
It could be. So my beloved St. John's got their ass beat.
It happens. They got their ass beat. You know, I don't know really to love Pitino or not. I mean, I love Pitino as the coach of Kentucky, and I felt if he'd have stayed, he'd have got several more championships. But, I mean, he just wasn't that loyal. He was, and I know it wasn't about the almighty dollars. Surely they didn't. I guess the Celtics did pay more money, though.
I tell you, I'm trying to figure out, am I pulling for Illinois or UConn? And I'm leaning UConn right now.
Ah, fuck that. Illinois. Never UConn. Never UConn.
Nope. Come on, man. Those Huskies.
What's that, Nikki?
I know I'm not pulling for Michigan at all.
Mm.
Ed, are you pulling for Michigan?
Maybe.
Likely.
But isn't UConn hard to love, though, especially after the incident at the end of the game? They could have called a technical, which would give Duke the ball and would have gave him 2 shots and the ball when the game, which would make game over.
Well, I think when you have a head coach who's a prick, you either got to love him or you hate him. And even though I'm not a big fan of the team, I kind of love him.
Did you see the video of him headbutting the ref?
What's going on, Sean?
What up?
I bet you Sean saw that video.
We're trying to figure out why St. John's is not in this graphic. We can't figure it out.
Didn't make enough shots at the end.
They sure didn't.
They had Duke on the ropes there for a second.
So let's look at just the simplest shit here. Okay, so in the modern era, Illinois has not won one, right?
Correct. Yeah. No. Nope.
How about Arizona?
1.
20 years. Yeah, 97. And it's been 20 years since they've been to the Final Four.
Mike,
Okay, so-
was it the Mike
They were
team?
They were a 4 seed.
Tayshaun Prince, right? Was that the 97 team that won?
Well, it was the 97 team with Mercer and Anderson and Antoine Walker and Walter McCarty. And there was 2 more NBA lottery picks in there. But, yeah, so you're right. That was you named the guy. But that was Lou Olson's only championship, and they played Kentucky in the championship game and lost them. It was controversial for Kentucky fans because Derek Anderson had been declared healthy, and Pitino didn't play until a foul shot at the end of the game, just so he could say he was in the game. So that was the most talented Kentucky team of that actually hit the court, right? That in my lifetime. And they got beat by that team, so it was a great team. Obviously, you have to say it was a great team. But Mike, what was his name again? So the coach, the assistant coach, and the sub were both on the same team, and you said his name was Bendigo, Sean.
Mike Bibby?
Yeah, Mike Bibby. Yes. So that was a great player. Mike Bibby was a great player. I'll give you his credit.
Jason Terry, by the way, came off the bench for Arizona that year. Just fun fact.
Hell yeah.
And he was on that Dallas Mavericks team with Dirk Nowitzki that beat LeBron and Miami. Arizona was. But surprisingly, that was a hell of a game against Kentucky. It went into overtime. Final score was 84-79. But Arizona finished. They finished third in the conference. The old Pac-10 back then. They were third in the conference that year, surprisingly.
Oh yeah. Well, to be honest with you guys, though, that's
Illinois is the only.
I'm sorry.
Illinois is the only team that hasn't won one in the modern era here.
Yeah.
In this Final Four, yeah. I mean, there's a number of other. I mean, they just mentioned last week obviously after Michigan got done pounding Tennessee into goop, that I think Tennessee has the most Elite Eight appearances without is either winning a title or going to the Final Four. I think one of those two. There's a number of these. I mean, it's similar to I think what Gonzaga has the most tournament win. Them or Purdue have the most total tournament wins without winning a championship.
Without winning it, yeah.
So I mean, great
So
teams,
I
but it
guess,
just
I
tells
guess
you.
I guess I got to pull for Illinois here because I mean I just want to I want to see something that hasn't happened.
Yeah, I mean, it shows you how incredibly hard it is to win 6 games in this tournament over 3 weekends.
So was I the only one guys who saw the video of Hurley headbutting the official at the end of the game?
Oh,
He didn't headbutt him. He got head to head with him real close. He didn't headbutt him though.
He lowered his head. You ain't seen it, so he touched it for him. Would you agree that he touched his
barely
head?
grazed? I would not call it a headbutt there.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it a headbutt either.
Well,
But
yeah,
he was
literally in his
definitely in
face,
his
though.
face.
Yeah.
He was
That
definitely
official
in
got
his
pulled
face.
for the Final Four. That
Me,
official
because I
got
don't
pulled.
care for
Whoa,
Dan
sit
Hurley, I would
down.
have teed him up. But the refs at this point, they don't want to be the cause for either team winning or a distraction. So kudos to that ref for just shaking his head at the psycho that is Dan Hurley and walking away. And
And
we
what
let
did he
We
expect?
can take disciplinary action
Like, what does
against.
he expect? He calls out the refs and calls them shit 24/7. Every game they lose, it's the ref's fault.
Yep.
And so, what does he expect? The refs are going to be on his side at one,
You're not
The
wrong,
truth
Nikki.
is, though, what's that, Sean?
I said Nikki's not wrong. I mean, I
I mean,
completely
that's
she's
agree
the
with
right.
her.
reason I
I
can't.
just I just think in the heat of the moment, I congratulate the referee for
Yeah.
the game. The game was a sensational game. Let's not be a part of it, even if Hurley's being his usual dumbass self. And so I give absolute applause and bouquets to that official for just shaking his head at Hurley and turning his back on him and getting out of there because the gameplay spoke for itself. That was a hell of a second half by UConn.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just that. And Duke made a lot of mistakes.
And guys, I hate to say this because Dan Hurley is not a sympathetic figure, but now he's in a position to win a championship, and he knows how to win a championship. And obviously, he knew how to beat Duke. And even though they started out shaky, I mean, if you just watched the first half and went out and mowed your grass, you would have never thought what was going to go on and went on. But you have to say that now Hurley is the best coach left in the tournament. Would I be wrong about that?
No.
He's the most accomplished.
And I did exactly that. I didn't mow the grass, but I turned the channel to put another game on, and not a basketball game, and I turned it back with like a minute left on the clock, and I was just in shock. And kind
I
of
stayed
pissed.
with it. I stayed with it to the bitter end, and I was thinking it was going to be a bitter end when it hit. I think the deficit total hit 19 at one point.
Yeah.
But I never went away from it. But next thing you know, they start slowly chipping away, and I go, if they can get it within 5 with like 2.5 or 3 minutes, Duke might choke this thing away, and that's exactly what happened.
Bruce, how do you rank that game amongst the other tournament games you've seen?
If it wasn't for Hurley's antics, I got to give my hats off to UConn because he did put that defensive pressure up there, and when your guard play doesn't get you through that, like Michigan's did, you suck. You just really paid the price, and Hurley's boys came through.
Is Shire going to get the monkey off his back, guys, at Duke?
I think he gets one more year. I mean, they're already saying the seat's starting to warm because you had 2 teams with, just generational NBA talent, and you can't close the deal. You have last year, Cooper Flagg, who's likely going to be the NBA's Rookie of the Year this year on your team. And by the way, the other guy that's in the running for it, Con Knipple, he's pretty good in the NBA as well. He was also on that team. This year, you have both the Boozer boys and then Ngongba, who are going to be definitely drafted into the NBA for sure. And Boozer is like the big Boozer is likely to be the Naismith Player of the Year this year. Yeah, I mean, you got to start asking what's the problem here, man? You have a wealth of talent, and you can't even get to the Final Four. And
I'm not convinced after Krzyzewski was there for so long that Duke is likely to make a quick decision on Shire. I'm not saying he shouldn't be on the hot seat, but I'm not sure that they will cut bait in another year.
I'm not saying it's hot yet. I'm saying they've turned on a slow low burner just right now. They're definitely gets next year, probably another year after that. But how many of these just devastating losses can you take before you
I
got to
think
go somewhere
next
else?
year, if the same outcome, they make it, they have this powerful team, championship quality team, same as last year. They have that this year. They get to this point next year. I think the hot seat gets very hot. I think he becomes a question for Duke.
Well, then you question if he gets them into the Final Four, then is again next year, is that a negative? I wouldn't say it would be a negative.
It was a lead out this year.
Duke expectations are like Kentucky
Yeah.
expectations. They're
I
not
think
just going to
Duke
the Final
basketball
Four.
it is.
It's
Yeah, I
get to the
agree.
Final Four. Definitely win a game. Get to the championship game is probably the expectation at Duke, along with Kentucky, along with North Carolina, those blue bloods, UConn.
You put a different team. I think they'd be happy with making it to the Elite Eight and Final Four every year. But with the team used to,
I don't know. I don't believe in the expectations all the time. And if I felt that way, few would have been gone a long time ago. Because how many times has he had him in the 8th, and they haven't fired his ass?
Well,
I think that's apples to oranges.
but he built a program that never had expectations.
yeah, you're
So
going.
did Krzyzewski. Krzyzewski also built a program that didn't have expectations.
not
You gotta
true,
remember
Bob.
that.
Well, no,
that is
Bob,
not
but no, Dr. Balls is actually right.
Right.
Duke
They only
had
had one
won a
championship
couple of national
appearance.
titles before Coach K had got there.
They won how many before he got there?
Yeah.
I believe at
They
least
won-
one, if not two. But I'll
You know,
fact
they
check
weren't a
myself.
blue blood before Krzyzewski, and they did play in a championship game against Kentucky and lost in 1978. But they weren't a blue blood before Krzyzewski, and I
No,
predicted
no,
on
they
the show
were not a blue
several
blood
years ago
before Coach K.
that they would not be a blue blood after he left.
But
That's going to happen.
but if Duke won a championship in the past, does before Christ or before Ed count?
I mean,
Yeah, I
in the
think
case
it's a
of Danny Hurley,
Isn't that the same?
pre NCAA, like Doug said, the non-modern era. But they had so many conference championships, so many NCAA tournament appearances, well before Coach K arrived in Durham. That's for sure.
they had some success, but they weren't a blue blood.
Prior to Mark Few, I don't know how many tournament appearances Gonzaga had. I can look that
I don't
up.
think they had.
Oh, they
any.
didn't have a whole hell of a lot. They were more known for their baseball.
Well, I mean, it's
But
like
he can-
Kentucky
Where
hopes
their
on the hot seat because of their expectations.
But now UConn, on the other hand, went from a great coach to a great coach and continued right on. So that don't mean that Duke can't do it. That just means that we don't know yet whether or not Shire's the guy. He can certainly recruit.
So prior to Mark Few getting to Gonzaga, they had exactly one NCAA tournament appearance in their 93 years of basketball.
Yeah.
So whereas Duke had at least 20 plus prior to Coach K getting there.
Yeah.
In a day where there was only 48 teams.
So I think that's why it's a little different comparing Duke to Gonzaga.
But I don't think they were a blue blood before Krzyzewski, though.
No,
I mean,
no, they were not.
No,
No,
they were
you're
not.
absolutely right. You're right.
but on the other hand, is Shire? See, that's the difference. That's why I'm comparing Shire and Hurley. That's why I think this game was pivotal. And also, guys, I also believe it was one of the probably 10 greatest tournament games that I ever saw of all time. And for all kinds of reasons, including the shot that won it. But Hurley's an unlikable guy. He's an asshole. I mean, I think worse than Bobby Knight in some ways because Bobby Knight somewhat respected reporters, depending on whether or not he knew them.
Bobby Knight respected no one.
Yeah, I wouldn't quite say that, Bob. I disagree there. Bobby Knight really didn't
He
respect
did hate
anybody.
Indy Star.
He didn't. He shit
He
on
did
him.
hate Indy Star. He was hard on the guy from Indy Star. He was awful. But I love Bobby Knight. So I got to come out and tell you guys that I
loved
feel
him too.
tactically, right, and training wise, and what he got out of these players, that I don't know if he's the greatest of all time, but Knight was certainly the best coach I ever saw, right? So we're talking, but I'm comparing Dan Hurley to Bobby Knight here. That's quite a dimension in any regard, right? But I don't like Dan Hurley, and I like Bobby Knight because Bobby Knight stood on principles. Well, no, today his principles are shit, but at least he had some by his standards of what he was raising. And I don't see that Hurley's got any principles. It's hard to root for a guy, but we're looking at almost a dynasty here if he wins it this year. Just being in the Final Four. What was the last 3 or 4 years results? He won
The
2 of the
last
championships.
5. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if Hurley wins the national title here this coming week, Bob, would you be surprised to know then that he would have as many national championships as your great Bobby Knight with 3?
Yes, and he's closed in on Adolph Rupp.
So how do we get him fired? Do we need to put extra chairs by him?
That ain't happening.
I mean, come on.
If
I
you
can't
couldn't
stand
fire
it.
him,
I love Bobby Knight. I've made that clear before, but there's a difference. I listen to this man whine. There's a difference on standing your ground and being an asshole and being cocky and listening to someone whine. He whines about every fucking thing that goes on, never takes responsibility, accountability. Nothing's on him. Nothing's on his team. He whines.
I don't know. I heard Bobby Knight whine one hell of a lot.
Yeah.
But he stood his, like Bob said, he stood his ground. And I remember towards the end of his career, man, I mean, he was in shit, it seemed like every week. There was always someone he was antagonizing. He was just as bad as Hurley is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if UConn wins
Remember when he
it,
threw the
that's
chair
three
across the
titles in
field?
4 years. That would be a dynasty as well.
Well, they're not going.
There are bad boy coaches, and those two are.
I would say if Hurley got canned by UConn tomorrow, I'm sure Auburn would be on the phone with him 10 minutes after that.
Or Kentucky.
A whole lot of schools would be lining up.
Duke.
Tennessee, probably, because
North
I'm sure they're
Carolina.
tired of how.
Maybe
how,
you'll go to UNC. Well, how do you feel about that, Ed, that they are already saying Michigan's coach, the rumor is, could take the UNC job at the end of the season?
I don't know that UNC is a better job now.
I don't think UNC can outspend Michigan if
That's
it comes
where
down
I
to
was-
dollars. Like,
I think in the past, that's them being a blue blood. It's the name that goes with it, and maybe he has the chance to bring him back to what it used to be and have that glory again. But I don't think that they have. I think he's good where he's at. Look where that you guys are at right now.
Michigan's had its share of glory too. I mean, they've
Yeah.
been pushing the Big Ten in basketball for a long time, and they've shown that they can recruit the best players in the country. I mean, if you don't think the Fab Five was a great recruiting class, I don't know what to tell you. And we know that Michigan's were capable of even recruiting in state and competing for a championship. Would I be wrong, Ed?
You're not wrong.
Not at all.
So-
I think the stupid move. I think the only reason would be because of the UNC name, but nothing else. And I just don't think it's smart for him. I think
I
he
don't
has
think
more.
It
going
would be
for him.
easier for him because
Yeah,
your only real challenge is Duke because the ACC
yeah.
is down bad right now versus the Big Ten is still. I mean,
Hmm.
look how many damn teams have put into the Elite Eight. I mean, that's
Yeah.
Yeah.
a hell of
Purdue,
a conference. I
I
Iowa,
just
mean,
think
Iowa
it's
State.
it's
stupid.
a great year.
so if he wants probably an easier path, then you might think North Carolina because it's basically you and Duke and every now and then Virginia. I'm excited to see what maybe Jerry McNamara can do up at Syracuse, though I still think they're in the wrong conference. But the rest of the ACC, I mean, okay, Louisville made the tournament, nice, and
Clemson made the tournament.
Clemson made the tournament and was quickly one and done to Iowa.
They had a few make the tournament, but they weren't power.
No
Like
staying
you would have
power.
no choice. If Michigan was playing these teams on a daily, I don't see it being an issue. So he would have no issue going into UNC, and I think running the ACC.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
So
why?
it's really
Look
it's
what you're
money, and
building.
then where do you want to be at? Do you like being in Ann Arbor and being in the challenging conference, which Michigan steamrolled through basically this year? I think what they lose any conference games this year, Ed? One maybe?
Wisconsin, the home game, yeah.
Yeah, that's right, Wisconsin. Or yeah, you go to the blue blood where it's going to be a little easier. You basically it's you and Duke, and then whoever decides to join the party every now and then, and for sure you're punching your ticket to the tournament. And so I mean, I think he's going to stay in Michigan personally, but
Same. It's just crazy. He's the first rumor name that's out, other than I have heard UNC people talking about going after Billy Donovan because Billy's sick of the Bulls.
I don't blame him. I'm sick of watching the Bulls.
100%, I can see him leaving, and I think that might be the only school I would be okay with Billy going to.
He's finally sought after Kentucky. We've been after Billy Donovan a long time.
Mm-hmm.
He's a great coach. So if he did leave the Bulls, I mean, but to go to North
And I
Carolina,
think after what just happened with the Bulls, he's not happy with that whole situation that just went down. So I could see him taking a college job. Sick of it.
I mean, do you strike where the iron's hot, and you go the not traditional route because North Carolina usually tries to get somebody that's had some sort of tie to the program. You go the opposite way, and you look at maybe a guy like a Fred Hoiberg who's done wonders at a place like Nebraska, who's basically been a basketball wasteland for 40, 50 years.
oh yeah. But if you could get Billy Donovan and you're in North Carolina, you just about have to go for that. If that was a possibility, you'd have to go for it. Because
It wouldn't surprise me if Billy Donovan leaves. I mean, he's been there with the Bulls for a while. I like him as the Bulls head coach. I don't put any of the fault on him. He's doing the best he can with the trash that the management gives him to put out on a nightly basis.
Yeah, it's sad that the damn Bull decided to act like that. I mean, Jerry Reinsdorf. I mean, that if you believe the documentaries and
he can act like that because they still pack the building. They're they're top 5 every year in attendance, and they have the second largest arena in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
And for the last 10 years, they've been rolling out starting fives that are garbage men and ditch diggers, and the fools keep going and paying. So if you're gonna keep putting money in his pocket, he's not gonna change his behavior.
Nope, I think you can tell he's not happy. He's miserable. I honestly, after Oklahoma, thought he was going to go back to college. He's not. He just doesn't seem happy in the NBA compared to Billy Donovan college basketball.
It's a whole different animal there in the NBA, and I can see Donovan being a college coach more than.
But I mean, the only time he's happy is on the 1st and the 15th of the month when that NBA
Yeah,
coaches
that's,
check clears. I mean, significantly higher than a college coach.
They'll give a fat check in Kentucky or North Carolina, though, Sean. I guarantee.
Yeah.
Still not quite as much as the NBA though,
Mhm.
Bob. Because the NBA there's no cap on how much you can pay a coach.
Yeah, but
whereas
coaches want to coach young kids. I think if you're a good college coach, you want to be with the kids, not with the older adults. The older adults don't listen to you.
well, Billy's no spring chicken anymore, by the way.
No.
Yeah, that's true. But there again, if you relate to a younger kid, whether a multi-millionaire that you're dealing with on a night that he doesn't want to play defense, well,
You
it gets
kind of
old
did
after
that
a
with
while.
college now too, though.
I noticed that NBA coaches in general don't seem to come from the college ranks. They seem to come from inside of an organization, and they may be guys that you never even heard of that somehow get a head coaching job. You're like, how the hell is this guy a head coach? And then you've got the ones they bring on former
Jackson was a good example of
I was
a
yeah,
coach
that's
coming
Phil
out of
Jackson
the
to a
inner
T. He
ranks.
was never a
Yep.
college coach. He was in the
Right.
old Continental Basketball Association
Yeah.
for a few years. He went down and coached in Puerto Rico in the Puerto Rican leagues. And then Jerry Krause discovered him and brought him up to be part of the Bulls staff.
Yeah.
I
So,
just think that he's
NBA's
unhappy, and what just happened with the Bulls, he's not happy at all. And I could see that that could have been his final, screw this. I'm going back to where I have more of a say.
I mean, he's better make that decision now. I can't believe he's 60 years old.
Well, he looks damn good for his age.
He looks great for 60 for sure. He's taking care of himself. But I guess you can't say too old is too old when Rick Pitino's still just cranking it out there at St. John's, and he's in his
played for Rick
70s.
Pitino. Billy Donovan played for Rick Pitino at Providence.
So I mean, whatever. If a college team comes calling him, I mean, Billy's definitely going to listen to him for sure.
I think UNC would be one place that would be good for him. And I
It's a
said that to
great
someone
program.
today.
Tradition. Yeah, everything.
I have a hard time him going anywhere after being a Florida coach, but I don't have a problem with him at UNC and trying to bring that program back to its glory days. I think that would be awesome.
I think the one thing I've read that's kind of causing some problems for UNC right now is they need to modernize their facilities, but they're getting pushback from the old time alums that where they want to build a new facility, not only the actual arena they play their games in, but also the practice
The Green Dome is already owned to him?
is like on the other side of campus, about a mile away from where the current Dean Dome and basketball facility is, and they don't want to move from that part of campus. So there's a fight right now amongst the administration and the athletic department of we don't really have if you've been there to Chapel Hill where the Dean Dome is and where there's not a lot of room there to expand in that part of campus. They want to
maybe
move
someone like
up.
Billy could be the person to change that, because he was the advocate for Florida on all of our basketball facilities and upgrading and getting where they are. So that could be part of his contract. You want me, then this has to happen. You have to make this happen.
There you
go. I mean, they got to figure something out for sure at UNC.
And another important question.
Bring him back to the glory day. I think college basketball is awesome when Duke and Kentucky and UNC are playing their best ball. It's fun to watch, and I wouldn't mind seeing that.
It gives you teams that you love to hate a reason to hate them. I can't hate them when they're mediocre.
No, you can't, and you almost get sad. It's like in football, you see these, your college blue bloods aren't doing anything, and you're kind of like, what the hell? I can't rag on them anymore. You get sad.
Now, that moves to another important question, guys. So it looks like there's either not any Cinderellas in the tournament, or Illinois is the Cinderella. What do you think?
Illinois is the Cinderella because nobody really expected them to be here, even though they were a pretty solid team throughout the year.
Whoa! Somebody kind of expected it. I said keep your eye on them in one of our shows before the tournament started.
But I mean the consensus, the mainstream media was not picking them.
Traditionally, they haven't been noted, Sean.
As Bob Knight would say about the mainstream media, who the hell are they?
It's a borderline,
I mean, Sean, that's a valid point.
We knew Illinois, especially in January, when finally Underwood, who I think what's going to hurt Illinois in this of the remaining 4 teams. I have no faith in Underwood as an in-game coach. I think he's a great recruiter. I think he's a great in practice like coach, but in game when the chips are down, I don't have a lot of faith in him as compared to a Hurley, as compared to Dusty May, as compared to the guy for Arizona's. I'm having a mind fart, but I think he's the weakest in-game strategy-wise of the 4 that are left, because it took him half the season to realize what he had a Ferrari parked on the bench. That as soon as he finally let the kid start having significant minutes in Keaton Wagler, that completely changed the way that offense ran and the effectiveness of the offense. That's what like their non-conference record wasn't as good as what it could have probably been, because he left the Ferrari in the garage and was rolling a Volvo. You can't do that.
Yep, I'd agree with that. And another thing that makes this Final Four interesting to me is, so we've got to my opinion, the 2 powerhouses that are left that on paper anyway, and on the court, if my eyes tell me Arizona and Michigan have to play each other. Only one team of those teams are going to get in the championship. So if Illinois' coach is not an in-game coach, and you put UConn in the championship, they're going to play who's ever left over between Arizona and Michigan. So, that game is extremely important.
I mean, I think whoever wins that game is going to be a significant favorite over whoever wins.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially Michigan. I mean, they have such great, bordering great forwards. They release. They're such a release valve for the guards. You put pressure on them, and they immediately go to their power forwards and just eat you up. And I haven't seen a team this whole year absorb pressure like they do and distribute. They're very disciplined.
It cracked me up the other day in one of the broadcasts. They were I think it was during halftime of the UConn Duke game. We're talking about how they're doing the highlights of how Michigan had just eviscerated Tennessee in that game, and you talk about Michigan's front court, about how big they are.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the analysts goes, "Yeah, could you imagine if they hadn't lost Reed to UConn in the portal?" And Reed was the guy in the low post tearing up Boozer and the other guys in the UConn Duke game. My goodness, if they had Reed still with those guys, I mean, you'd say Michigan might have probably went unbeaten this year. I mean, that's how good they are. To lose a Reed to UConn and not even skip a beat, I mean, their only blemish, I guess, this year is, oh darn, they didn't win the Big Ten tournament. Great, I guess if that's a blemish, then so be it. But they've steamrolled. I mean, the game they lost to Duke, we all know why. It was they chose the worst game of the year to shoot the worst from 3. Had they been even 10% better from 3 in that game, they win that game. So, I mean, yeah, we've been talking about Michigan all year. They've been super impressive. But I think Arizona's been pretty damn impressive themselves.
Yeah, their front court isn't shabby, and they move very well.
They pass well on post, too. I found that impressive.
The only thing that concerns me about Arizona is their lack, whether it's by choice or by who they're playing or by coaching, who knows, but they do not take a lot of 3-pointers. That team does not shoot from distance very often. It's interesting. I think they have the least amount of threes made of the last 4 teams left in this tournament.
Yeah, it ought to be a powerhouse struggle inside against Arizona and Michigan, guys. And the big man for Michigan he was a great passer as well and a decent shooter. That's going to be a titanic struggle down low. It's going to look like Phi Slam and Jamma, in the Final Four back in the day. Get just all the presence on the floor. It might look more like Kentucky versus Georgetown in the '84 Final Four kind of deal,
Michigan is only a 1.5 favorite right now over Arizona,
and they match up very well with
I'm surprised they're favored.
No, I the way that Michigan's been playing lately, I thought they'd be at least a 3.5 point favorite.
I'm just happy they took out Tennessee.
Well, they killed them, didn't they? I mean, that was
they routed them. That was embarrassing.
I was like, well, this one's over.
I was trying to be nice to some Tennessee fans. They're like, it's over before the half. I'm like, there's still plenty of time. And they're like, no, it's done.
Michigan gets up 12 on you. It really feels like they're up 22 on you because of
I'll admit I had zero concern about that game. None.
Couldn't have had any.
Yeah.
At all.
They crushed them utterly, guys. If you're if you're a Tennessee fan, are you okay with Rick Barnes getting close but no cigar? Is that good enough for Tennessee?
Their fans seem like it's like
That was his deal at Texas.
Yeah, like
close
they're
but
not.
no cigar Barnes. Always.
Yeah,
That's
they
the story
don't
of his
seem
coaching
to
career.
be pissed about it like they are with football. Like Josh messes up one game and we got to fire him. We can't do anything. They are very loyal to him. Like
I don't think Barnes' style works to win a championship. That slow, kind of very physical style of game. It's just they're always going to run into a team that say Michigan can play physical because they've got the big guys to do it, but they still have athleticism and grace, and they can shoot the ball and they can pass the ball. Tennessee's guys don't really do that. They're just physical, and like all their games seem to have like a grindy, slow feel to them. Where I look in the box score after the game, it's like, and Tennessee, like of their 12 guys that they rotated into the game, they committed like 20 to 25 personal fouls in a game. I'm like, that's not real. Like the cleaner version of basketball in city, but these 4 teams play fairly clean basketball. They don't turn the ball over. They don't foul a lot. And that's just not how Tennessee plays under Barnes.
Trouble. They really
Yeah.
don't.
And we'd love to see athletes on the run in college basketball, guys. So that's the most exciting thing in sports, especially in a tournament game where there's lots on the line. When teams can get on the run, and if it used to be that was the strategy for winning before the 3 was that if your team could run, the other wasn't. One team was trying to slow the tempo, and the other one was trying to blow it wide open. But now there's people shooting it out of the break. They're going straight, jacking it straight up during the break. So. I think that in the Arizona Michigan game, I don't know if you'll see a whole lot of that, but whichever team survives that, no matter who they're playing in the next round, that's what I'd want to do. If I had Michigan's horses, and I had Arizona's horses, and I got the championship game of the 2 teams left, I would run their nuts off, guys.
Yeah.
I think it's so Michigan can play any style. They can play slow, they can play fast. But the thing that is most impressive about Michigan is they can play both inside and outside.
Absolutely.
So if you want to play a 3-point game, Michigan can play that game. If you want to play down low on the block with the big boys, they can play that game as well. They're really a totally And we talked about this a couple of years ago when May got there that he was going to build this team this way. And
But they're,
we were,
you know, and
we
I
were,
love them.
we didn't think
I
it'd
love
be
them, but
as.
they are not the best defensive team.
I think they're suspect to like that night they lost to Wisconsin. Wisconsin had a couple of guys just shooting the lights out of the gym, but
And the Purdue
again,
game
we
in
got
the
to think
Big Ten
about
championship, Purdue got hot. We couldn't stop them.
Purdue did get hot. That's true, but that's two of your three losses to teams that they got hot one night. Now, the reason I don't think you're going to be as susceptible to that this weekend is you're now this coming weekend. You're not in an arena or a gym. You're in a football stadium, and we've seen in the past that affects the shooter's eye.
It's hard to shoot with no background. It's awful to shoot with no background. A clear especially a clear backboard with just an outline around it and no scenery behind it. That is hard to do. It's hard to get
Really
into
messes with the depth perception of the shooters. You know, so the shoot arounds on Thursday and Friday going into Saturday, particularly for the teams that need to shoot the three to win, are going to be very, very important. You know, because if they can't find that shooter's eye, and you live and die by the three, you're going to be gone Saturday night heading home and not playing on Monday night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Totally agree.
I believe that's a huge deal. And the way that they configure the stadiums for basketball, one end's going to look completely different than the other. That one end may be a cavernous black hole, and the other one have all kinds of stuff right in your face. So when you change halves, it may change your shooting perception as well. So
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, Lucas Oil is it's not the biggest NFL stadium, but it's still an NFL stadium that seats about 68,000. That is a big difference than even places like Rupp and Bowling in Tennessee where there's 20,000, and some of these NBA arenas they just played in at the regional finals. 20,000 to 60,000 is a big difference. Big difference.
Now, what was the last time they played in the Superdome, in the Houston Superdome? God, wasn't that about 8 years ago?
Let me
they played the Superdome.
On that.
Every time I watch a game in that stadium, it's just like you feel like you're in a cavern, and I can easily see it affecting shooters.
There's been a lot of basketball played in the Superdome too. What's that?
You're talking the Superdome, Bruce?
Yeah.
Down in New Orleans?
Yeah.
Give me one sec here.
No, I was just mentioning that the Silverdome had a lot of college basketball games in it too. So there's another place that was cavernous.
That place was massive. The Silverdome at one point was the largest enclosed stadium in the world.
And they even tried using curtains to make it seem smaller. And it just is so cavernous. It's just...
Rest in peace to the Silverdome. No longer there. They tore it down. But yeah, it at its height, I think it sat enclosed over 80,000 people.
Yeah,
which is just nuts. To answer your question, Bruce, the Superdome down in New Orleans last hosted 4 years ago in 2022.
Yeah.
And that's a cavernous place as well.
It is, I don't think we had one at the old Seattle.
No, it's funny you bring that up, Bruce. The 1989 Final Four was held at the old Kingdome in Seattle, and that did feature two of the teams that are in this Final Four. The Flying Illini of 1989 had defeated Michigan twice that year in the regular season, but the Wolverines with Steve Fisher upset the Illini and ended up beating Seton Hall to win the national title that year, Michigan's only national championship.
Oh yeah, what was
Coach
that player
wasn't there
that
anymore by then, was he? They
it's
ran the coach off.
Long gone.
Yeah.
Was he entertaining going to? Was he going to Arizona or Arizona State?
Steve Fisher?
Yes.
He ended up having a long tenure at San Diego State.
San Diego State, yes.
And his assistant at Michigan Brian Dutcher is now the head coach at San Diego
I just
State.
remember something about like when Michigan was on a tear that year, and then basically Schembechler, their coach was
the coach was going to take another job somewhere else. Yeah, I can't remember.
And Schembechler said a Michigan man is going to coach the Michigan team.
And
Fisher was the interim.
Steve Fisher.
The real coach left mid-season, and Fisher was the interim.
Right, but he was interim all the way through winning the national title, and they took the interim.
But he took over late.
Right, I can't remember who the original.
Yeah, I
coach
think it was pretty late. I think it was almost in the playoffs when he took over.
Yeah, so he became the coach at Michigan, but I can't remember who
Bill
was.
Frieder was the coach that was dismissed.
Okay,
late in the
right.
season by Bo because he was going to take it. They're not telling me what job. I have to look that up. But yeah, it was literally. I think there were 2 games left in the regular season. And by the way, back then the Big Ten did not have a Big Ten tournament. They didn't add the Big Ten tournament until 1998. So literally they had 2 regular season games that Fisher coached as the interim, and then they went right into the tournament.
I just remember that Schembechler was madder than fuck when he went on TV and talked about it. He was mad.
Looking up, where did Frieder go after Michigan? You're right, Doug. He went to Arizona State. You were correct. Yeah.
It never did a whole hell
I
of
didn't
a
remember
lot.
if it was Arizona or Arizona State, but I knew.
No, he didn't do much at Arizona State during his time there. But yeah, I mean, I for one, mostly I tend to disagree with things that Bo Schembechler says. But yeah, when you have a team that good and you're flirting with other programs during the season, Schembechler had every right to. You're out of here. You know.
I agree.
You wait till, I mean, we just talked about it during the football season regarding Lane Kiffin, how, the disservice he did to Ole Miss. You comport yourself the right way. You wait until the season's over, and then you make, you do the right thing. You don't screw these players over, right before the playoffs start. That's low brow, in my opinion.
You mean he did a Kiffin?
Basically, Bill Frieder was Kiffin before Kiffin.
Well, speaking of LSU, what do you guys think about them hiring Wade back?
Oh my goodness!
It's so LSU that I can't be mad about it.
Yeah. When you're sleeping,
you can just hand them the money openly now. You don't have to worry about the NCAA investigations.
Did he?
I just
hope at his press conference he's dressed like the Monopoly man, and he's holding a bag of cash. That would make it even funnier.
Yeah.
So, guys, I just heard a massive tree fall on the side of the mountain over here. You know how they say that if a tree falls in the wood, nobody's there to hear it. But I just heard a massive tree fall.
Bob heard it.
Yeah, I heard it. But there's lots of woods. It'll be all right, guys. It's just a rock coming to organism. So what are you thinking about that, Nikki? I'm sorry to interrupt you. I got excited.
I think it's crazy that the reason they were sanctioned, that all this stuff, it wasn't something little, and like, here we go. Let's just hire it back. That it's like Sean said, it's LSU. You don't expect much from them these days.
Yeah, I mean, they were trying to fight Kelly's buyout when Kelly. As much as I don't care for him, you owe me my buyout. Just because I didn't win games is not a reason. They try to say, well, we're firing him for cause. Well, what's the cause? Well, he didn't win enough games. That's not for cause, you idiots.
I mean, sure, if they dug, they could probably find some cause when it came to Brian Kelly. But
The
they
one
literally
thing-
nothing.
Kelly, I mean, if you want to, you talk about like a Sharon Morris situation, or Doug always goes back to who is the Bama coach? They caught it like a strip club, and like the next day his office was cleaned out.
Mike Price.
Mike Price from Wazoo.
Something like that. Okay, that's cause, but just you didn't win enough games. Well, sometimes that happens. Not every coach is going to be a rock star for you.
It's cause, Sean. They fired him because he didn't win enough games.
And that's on them.
But the reason these coaches sign these big deals is even after you okay, I didn't win enough games, or all I'm winning is the Poland Weed Eater Bowl every year and not the CFP. You're still going to pay me my buyout. I mean, that's why when you see Jimbo every year on TV, when they roll him out for the MegaCast. Hey, Jimbo's got a big smile on his face, and Ed Orgeron, he's got a big smile on his face.
Hey, Auburn knows what cause means.
Exactly. I mean, Gene Chiswick, I think, was on MegaCast. He's still smiling. So,
Auburn did everything they could to come up with the cause, didn't they? And they still couldn't pull it off.
So that's the point of the buyout is, you want me gone. Okay, I'll pack my office, but make sure the check clears into my bank account, and I'm out of here.
LSU was dumb as hell for firing Ed Orgeron, guys. It doesn't matter if he was a buffoon. He was their guy. He could have hired some assistant like Pete Golden, whoever it was, that actually ran the offense and half the team. They should just stay with him and just let him muddle through because he was their.
You know what? You know what though? I think they were just scared that they had seen the greatest that they were ever going to see with this guy. They weren't going to see that. I don't think they thought they were going to see anything close to it.
Now we'll never know.
But about that, guys, is that he was that way at USC. I mean, he got the name tag at USC, and they still LSU still hired him. So no, I don't. LSU deserved what they got with the clown.
I mean, the thing you can say about Orgeron is not a great coach per se, tactician, X's and O's and whatnot. But I give the guy credit. He could recruit. Man, he won living rooms like nobody. I mean,
he's a media dream.
He could get the players in recruiting. He could, he'd sell you a hot bowl of soup on the hottest day of July, and you'd be like, okay, I can dig it. Yeah, this sounds great. I'm there. So it wasn't a lack of getting players there. It was once you got them there, like to Bob's point, you needed a Joe Brady, a coordinator. Okay, now we really got to actually coach these guys and get the most out of that talent, and that's where that some guys are great recruiters, get the players, can't coach them. Other guys stink at recruiting. They're terrible in the living room with mom and dad. But once you get them on campus, man, they plug them in with all the brain power that they have of X's and O's and get them to play well. So it's not everyone is a Nick Saban who can do both.
Exactly.
There you go. That is, you got to be almost like a diplomat. I mean, you got to be people that's real. You seem real and genuine to people, and you can be real and genuine and being crooked and criminal, just like Will Wade. So, I think it's ironic that you're bringing back somebody that was openly crooked, and I think people like that will, even under the current rules, find a way to be crooked. So
he's a little. I mean, he took from children's hospitals, not just. It wasn't something.
I would hope they are smart enough to put some sort of guardrails in this contract so they don't get etouffee on their face again with it. But who knows?
It's LSU. So they.
I mean, it's that's their. They love that team so much that sometimes they're blinded by wanting to win.
And what was ironic with Kiffin was that I remember one time in an interview with him, he was just lathering on he was such a religious person with morals. And I was just ready to throw up listening to this guy.
Well, that's what
Praise the Lord.
That's what Ole Miss put out there to make people believe he was a changed person. Like they literally bought him a dog to make people believe that he had a dog.
Everybody loves a guy with a dog. You can't be that bad, right?
Yeah. And so, I mean, that's how low this guy is when it comes to like Lane Kiffin. Like this team had to pretend he was something he wasn't.
I mean, Auburn tried to, he had gone to Liberty for a while. He's a changed man, from calling, escorts up at Ole Miss. He's, a cat rarely changes its stripes. So we'll see. But I think, I mean, he's still starting from a tough spot. I mean, the SEC is deep with great coaches and players and teams, and so I don't think it's going to be an overnight success at LSU. You know, Shaq isn't walking through those doors anytime soon.
No, and karma's not pretty. Never know.
I mean, the guy that I'd be a little like, are you at all worried, Nikki, that your guy might get poached by one of these blue blood teams in the future? Because he's a hot commodity.
I do, but they're working on another extension already. I think once the Kansas job came up and the UNC right then, they started working on an extension to keep him. And then within minutes, Boogie said he was returning, and the word is that like most of our teams returning, like everyone can return except for Lee. So I think he knows he has a bunch of his players coming back. I think we're safe this year.
I think I saw that monster dude you guys hit, the 7'9" guy, hit the portal today.
Yes, and I think that also gives me that reason to believe that a lot of our guys are coming back because he's not going to get any playtime.
So let's real quick. I'll run through the top 10 right now recruiting classes for college hoops for next year. Filled with your usual suspects. Duke is number 1. Michigan State is 2. Kansas is 3. Michigan is 4. Arkansas is 5. Surprisingly, USC, the Trojans, are 6. That's an interesting one.
Who's the coach at USC?
Right now, the Trojans head man.
They had a horrible season this year.
Yeah, they were dreadful.
They were awful.
They are coached by Eric Musselman.
What happened to that guy, Andy something, that was at Dunk City and went to USC? Because they did all right there.
They didn't this year.
But no, what happened to that coach?
That was 2 years ago.
2 years ago, yeah. Because
did they fire him?
Second season. I'd have to look.
They fired him right after that UCLA game, I think. And I don't know what happened to him. He disappeared.
But Musselman just finished his second season there, and his record is 35 wins to 32 losses. So
that coach they fired had a really hot wife, so I think he's okay.
Thanks for that one, Ed. Seventh in recruiting is Purdue. Eighth is Maryland. Ninth, here's a surprise, Florida State is ninth. That's interesting. And then rounding out the top 10 is Nate Oates' Alabama Crimson Tide. So most of your usual suspects are in the top 10 from this year. So the beat goes on. We'll see a lot of these teams that we saw in this year's tournament and next year's tournament. But
and then I think we have most, like, from what the word is, a lot of our players are returning. So we'll probably have close to the same.
Yeah, I think Florida's going to be just fine for sure. You got Golden and you got a good recruiting class. And, yeah,
that's why Ollie is transferring. He doesn't have a chance to play.
And we don't even know what the portal is going to bring yet because I mean, the portal will hit and open, and guys will move around. So, yeah,
who has the most money?
Well, Kentucky
really
spent the most this year. As much as Dr. Balls doesn't want to hear this, Kentucky spent the most money, but they did not get a great return on investment.
Oh, that's the whole talk here. I mean, that's all over local sports radio. Matt Jones on KSR. R3. They're talking more favorably about Kentucky's football recruiting class than they are about their basketball one. And so, I don't know, guys.
Most of the big money teams aren't in our four.
Well, UConn, I think, spent about 13 or 14 million. I was looking at the Big East expenditures a couple weeks ago via the teams, and UConn and obviously St. John's were the biggest spenders in our league. And those, and they're in big markets. So, I mean, the results, have spoken for themselves. Some of the other big spenders in our league did not do very well. I mean, you talk about Marquette spent a ton of money with Shaka Smart, and they had a very lackluster year. Seton Hall spent a decent amount of money with oh, his name's escaping me. I'm having a senior moment here.
But you're not a senior.
North of 40. But
Oh God, come on.
Shaheen Holloway. Excuse me, Shaheen Holloway. Good Lord, it came to me finally. I'm not perfect anymore, Ed. Give me a break. Jeez.
Oh, Sean, you never were.
Simply because I refuse to wear that maize and blue, huh? Is that it?
You're gonna be wearing it before too long, there, guy.
It's a work obligation, Ed. It's like work release, you know. But yeah, the Seton Hall spent a decent amount of money with Shaheen Holloway, and again, mediocre results. So it's everywhere. A lot of, in the Big Ten, USC's been spending a lot of money. Oregon, of course, spending a lot of money. Not a lot of great results for either of those basketball programs. I mean, you could even argue Kansas spent a decent amount of money this year, and I wouldn't say that met Kansas's expectations.
Well, I guess not, since their coach is gone.
And we don't know what Bill Self's plan is. I mean, he hinted that he's going to come back next year, but I mean, until he really formally says, "Yeah, I'm back." The one that surprised me most was Izzo is like talking about coaching another 5 years at Michigan State. Like he
looks good though.
He does. It looks like he's taking care of
He
himself.
really does.
He's a bulldog, man. He's like, no, the job's not done. I said I'd get back and win Michigan State a second title before I'm done. And I'll be there in my office Monday. Even after they lost to UConn the other night, working on next year's team.
He had a short on YouTube the other day about him chewing out his players and how he says, well, if making them accountable is wrong, I'll be wrong. He's just a matter of fact. I'm going to chew your ass out. Get used to it.
Good. What they
Outside of Hurley, though, I mean, it's interesting. We have, 3 potential candidates that can join our living NCAA hoop coaches that have won the tournament. And when we added Golden last year, that brought us to.
So we're
at 21 living NCAA coaches that have won the tournament.
Nice.
21 guys that are still alive that have won the tournament. Not all of them are actively coaching, of course, but yeah. So 3 guys are possible to bump that number up to 22.
Interesting.
Of the 22, I'm looking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them. No, excuse me, 8 of them are actively coaching of the 21.
Nice.
8 active coaches. I'm counting in that 8, by the way, Billy Donovan. Even though he's coaching in the NBA, he's still coaching.
Hey, still might come back.
And he could come back to college should he decide. I give him a lot of credit for sticking around the Bulls because I love the Bulls, but they are the Terribles right now.
Yeah, but he's got something to do with it.
No, I mean, he's not the general manager, and this general manager is already kind of wearing on me. I'm ready for him to be gone, particularly if they don't make a decent pick in the draft. And they've missed on guys in the draft the last 4 years that, teams have picked these guys after the Bulls, and you go, man, would have been nice to have him, but we got this guy who's kind of a bum. So.
And they're very vocal on Billy really not having a say with a lot of this shit. Most of it. And
here's your players, you coach them.
Yeah.
That's all he can do.
That he's not putting his he can't say who he wants when
They
he
barely
wants.
they barely let him sit in the scouting meetings. It's
Yep.
embarrassing. It's sad.
And I think he's over it, and I would love to see him come back to college.
I would too. I miss him in college. I think he'd be great for any program. And the other hot commodity is the guy at Iowa. I mean, they moved him up from Drake, and look at the run Iowa had this year. Kudos to
Yep.
the Hawkeyes. They had a hell of a year. Sorry, Nikki. I know they knocked your
I
Gators
know.
out, but I mean,
That's okay.
Iowa. You know,
They,
like Iowa basketball, like they've been down for a while, and this dude really had them playing well this year. And I think
Yeah,
he's going to
but
be
historically a good program, though.
good, but not like they're not. They wouldn't be the first 5 teams you think of when you talk about the Big Ten basketball.
No, they're the Wisconsin of basketball.
Yeah,
Well,
right.
there's another person that's out lurking that will be lurking out there is Bobby Hurley from Arizona, who was replaced by Randy Bennett. You know,
Yeah, but he's not that great of a coach.
Yeah, I don't think Bobby has quite what his brother Danny has.
No, I mean he's a decent coach. That's
he's a
really
good
about
coach.
it.
A good team. He could do some damage.
I don't think he's as crazy as his brother is.
No, he's not. He's
for
more-
coaching. Like he's a good coach, like Ed said, but he's not a psycho like his brother Danny is. You know, whereas Bobby was the better player. I mean, Danny played, you know, in college. He played for Seton Hall. He was okay, but he
Mhm.
wasn't nearly as good as how Bobby was down at Duke.
Bobby was if he wouldn't have been in that accident, you know,
Yeah, I mean, he was
going
going to have a great, you know, maybe a very good, promising NBA career.
Well, his height was still an issue though.
But at the point guard, you know, it's you're the facilitator, and that was the one thing he could do was pass the ball very, very well.
Yes,
not quite
very
Jason
much
Williams good, but
alike.
he was very good.
Yeah, Bobby Hurley was a pretty good player. He was on some great teams there at Duke, and but sometimes being a great player, even a great point guard, that's what sometimes shocks me is that great point guards sometimes don't make good coaches. You know, and it's just
I will
amazing.
say though, I was surprised he took the Arizona State job. Other than, I mean, the community's great and the campus is great, but historically, that's not a great basketball.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
They're little brother to Arizona in that state as far as hoops is concerned. And then, you know, just across the state line in California, you got UCLA is right there. So that's, you know, another behemoth that right now I think Mick Cronin's got him in the right direction. Needs to stop complaining about the travel, though. I mean, we all get it. It sucks going West Coast to East Coast, but that was the decision your university made. You know, like it or lump it, but you deal with it. Stop complaining about it.
They sure like that money, though.
Sean, you still feeling good about the Illini?
No, I mean, yeah, I'm rooting for the Illini. I you know, my home state team, and they haven't done anything really in 21 years since the run they made against get to the championship. Unfortunately, ran into a great North Carolina team. But yeah, it's fun to see what they've done thus far. You know, and they're just a fun, crazy bunch. You got the freshman Wagler, who literally grew up rooting right down the road from KU, and Kansas
He is
never
impressive. I like that kid.
never even sniffed him. Didn't give him an offer, give him a look. Didn't even want. And Illinois was really the biggest offer he got, and he took it, and he's blossomed there. And then you got Peja Stojakovic's son, and Peja had a hell of an NBA career, and his son Andrej is maybe not quite as good as the old man, but it's still pretty doggone good. And then you got, you know, he doesn't quite have the height that his dad has, but he's got good touch from three. He can handle the ball well. And the other night he made some clutch free throws at the end there to put Iowa away. And then David Mirkovic, the fun guy that they got out of Eastern Europe, who just wants to play ball. He's like, I don't really care about it. I just want to play ball. And he was wearing the cowboy hat after they won the regional there down in Houston in Texas. He goes, In Texas, I wear a cowboy hat. that
So
was hilarious.
when are these Final Four games? Are they both on Saturday?
Both on Saturday, yeah.
And then the championship is on Tuesday?
Monday night.
Monday night. Okay.
So
All right,
Saturday,
so
the opener.
let me get this correct. You got Illinois beating UConn and then beating the winner of Arizona.
Well, Illinois played Michigan, I think, once this year in Ann Arbor, and they got smoked pretty good. So wouldn't feel good playing Michigan again. I think Michigan's historically had Illinois' number.
All right, so you got your Arizona hat ready.
I'm
to
gonna be
go.
rooting for Arizona, yeah, and then in Illinois, obviously. So that's the hope. But
All
I
right,
mean,
so
I think both these games are going to be great. Each one is the odds makers have each one no less than 2.5 points. So Illinois right now is a 2.5 point favorite over UConn. That's the first game at 6:09 p.m. Eastern on TBS, True TV, or HBO Max, depending on which one you want to use. And then the nightcap, the late nightcap, which will be 8:49 p.m. Eastern time. Michigan, Arizona, with Michigan as a 1.5 point favorite right now.
So I'm trying to figure out: do we need to obviously?
Next Tuesday is our wrap up.
Well, yeah, I guess it is our wrap up. So we're handling them all right here then. No need to do Sunday. I mean,
Might as well do it now and do the end of season on Tuesday.
all right. So I guess I have to let St. John's go at this point. I mean, I would still go with them, but they're not good.
Well, I can let go. of it.
Yeah, I just because Illinois has not won one, I'm pulling for Illinois. So I've got no reason to go with UConn. Although I do like I like a good Husky, but let me go with Illinois. And I'm with Sean. I'm pulling for Arizona, and I think that's a good championship game out Illinois and Arizona.
Nice. Well, I think I'm gonna.
And I'm not picking on that one.
You're not picking on that one because we got one more.
I mean, as soon as I pick one of those teams, then UConn and Michigan wins, and it doesn't really matter what I pick, right?
There you go. So, you want to pick next, Nikki?
I'll pick next. Of course, I'm never UConn, so I'm sticking with Illinois on that game. And I picked Arizona to play Florida championship, so I'm gonna stick with Arizona making it.
Nice. What are you thinking, Bruce?
I'm sorry, Sean. I can't go with Illinois, even though I would like, and I still consider them a
Husky picking a Husky? I don't believe it.
Never.
No, it's not because of Husky, it's because of Hurley. I
don't blame you. I don't blame you one bit, Bruce.
I can't. And they have good guard play, and they're a good team. The Arizona Michigan game, that is going to be a barn burner, and because they match up, I just see they have height, they have speed. If Michigan can handle the pressure from Arizona, they'll win. If they can't, it's Arizona. So I would put the edge right now to Michigan. I'd take Michigan. But it's the pressure.
Hell yeah. So, what are you thinking about this one, Ed?
So I've got Illinois 74-67 over UConn.
Nice.
I got Michigan over Arizona 88-80. And I got Michigan 80-68 over Illinois in the title game.
Oh, I thought we saved the calendar for Tuesday night.
No, we got to pick it because the game's on Monday.
Oh yeah, we do.
Okay. That's right. You're right about
Doug
that.
Doug chose to recuse himself from picking on Monday night. That's all.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean,
Okay.
I just, as soon as I pick somebody on the two teams that I picked to go there, that neither team makes it.
Yeah.
I predict Michigan over UConn in the final if they get there.
I predict Arizona wins it all.
I'm gonna not use my brain on this one. I'm gonna go meatball. I'm taking Illinois over UConn, and then Arizona beats Michigan in a thriller, say 76-75. And then somehow Illinois figures out a way to upset Arizona on Monday night, and the Illini are champs. So
Wow.
I'm probably gonna be wrong. Then that's okay. I mean,
And I'd
both
be
my
okay with that.
my brackets are destroyed anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Mine was destroyed last week. Yeah.
Once Florida went down, I kind of that killed my bracket. So
Yeah.
There you go. So I'm going to pick it, I guess, and I'm going to pick Michigan to beat Arizona. Didn't they play once already this year?
I don't think so.
No, they did not.
They did not. That's right.
The only common opponents so far in this Final Four, UConn defeated Illinois in the non-conference at home. Michigan defeated Illinois. I think they only played once this year, Ed, right? In Ann Arbor, and Michigan smoked Illinois.
I think that's right.
Pretty good. I'm pulling Arizona's schedule up right now. I don't think they played any of these other teams. So give me one sec here. Let's see. Big 12, Arizona schedule. Arizona. Excuse me. You were man. Dr. Balls is Dr. Balls for a reason. He's the doctor. Arizona defeated UConn in Connecticut on November 19th. We go all the way back before Turkey Day, 71-67. Arizona went into Stores and beat them. So, my apologies, Dr. Balls. You're the man.
So I've got UConn to beat Illinois, and I've got Michigan beating Arizona, and I've got UConn winning the championship.
Wow. I am surprised. That would get UConn just one national title behind your Kentucky Wildcats, Dr. Balls.
Damn. So if they won, they would be at 7, or they're already at 7.
No, they would. If UConn wins, they'll be at 7 right now. Looking at it,
they're at 6 now.
UCLA is at 11. Kentucky is at 8.
8, yeah.
North Carolina and UConn are both at 6. Then Duke and Indiana both have 5, and then rounding out the Blue Bloods, Kansas with 4. Illinois, as we talked about earlier, does not have any, and then Arizona and Michigan both have 1. So both of those teams are looking to break into the multiple national championship winning crowd.
Yep. So that's the way I can see it could go, but I also can see Arizona Duke rematch, because it's going to be a hell of a game. But I don't believe it's going. I also believe that Illinois UConn is going to be a hell of a game, even though I feel UConn has a coaching edge in it, and there's a lot of talent in that game. And UConn, Illinois has a little, obviously they're feeling pretty good about themselves. But I think of all the coaches left in the tournament, that Hurley's is definitely the best coach left in the tournament, and Karaman may be, I don't know if he's top 3 player left in the tournament.
So, UConn, as we already mentioned, lost at home to Arizona. They did a week later beat Illinois at home 74-61. However, my caveat on that game is, if you look at the box score of that game, I think Wagler only had maybe 7 or 8 minutes played in the game coming off the bench. Look here, box score.
The kid is smooth. I like it.
So Wagler only played 14 minutes coming off the bench in that game. And that was before they kind of figured out that he needs to be a starter and the facilitator of that offense, which they kind of figured out early in the Big Ten, portion of play.
There you go. So I think it's gonna be a great Final Four, guys, and I
That's
hope
all
our
I
fans.
hope for. Saturday we get both games are really good, not one and the other one's a clunker. I want both games to be really good.
Down to the last second.
Yes.
There you go.
You got to earn that Luther Vandross one shining moment, Dr. Balls. You know that.
Gotta find that apple.
There you go. So, guys, I'm excited about it, and I think the only thing left to say, Doug, is that everybody should like, subscribe, share, join the Smacking Off group, and fuck your team.
Yeah.
Yeah, and pray for Michigan's demise.
We'll see you guys Tuesday.
We'll see you too.
Enjoy the games, y'all.
All right.
Later, guys.
Enjoy.